Chapter 1. The Charity Gala.
Naomi Carter should have said no the second the invitation arrived. Cream cardstock, gold lettering, expensive enough to insult people quietly. Darius Carter and Simone Ellis request the honor of your presence. Simone, her cousin. Darius, the man Naomi kissed once 3 years ago and never fully recovered from. She should have burned the invitation. Instead, she stood in the ballroom wearing a satin emerald dress and a smile so fake it hurt her cheeks. Crystal chandeliers glowed overhead, jazz floated through the room, wealth moved like perfume in every corner. And across the room stood Darius. Tailored black tuxedo, broad shoulders, calm face. Handsome in the arrogant way that made women forgive things they shouldn't. He looked like a man who had never once been told no and believed the world was better for it. His eyes lifted, found hers instantly, held. Naomi's stomach tightened. Then he looked away first. The nerve of him. "You're staring," said Jade, sliding beside her with champagne. "I'm observing. You're undressing him with your eyes. I'm judging his posture." Jade laughed. Still lying after all these years is nasty work. Naomi took the champagne and drank too much of it. Across the room, Simone laughed loudly at something another guest said. One manicured hand wrapped possessively around Darius's arm. Naomi's jaw flexed. Simone always wanted what looked expensive. Cars, bags, men. Especially men other women wanted first. "You know she only chased him because of you," Jade said quietly. Naomi cut her eyes over. Not today. Truth doesn't take holidays. Naomi set the glass down before she threw it. 3 years ago, she and Darius had one night. One kiss in a rainstorm outside a fundraiser. One moment where his hand cupped the back of her neck and his mouth made promises neither of them spoke aloud. Then the next week, he was photographed leaving dinner with Simone. By month 2, they were official. By year 3, they were getting married. Messy didn't even begin to cover it. The reception was worse. Every slow song felt personal. Every toast sounded fake. Every time Darius glanced at her when Simone wasn't looking, Naomi wanted to commit a felony. By the time dessert was served, she'd had enough. She slipped out through a side hallway toward the private terrace doors. Fresh night air hit her skin like mercy. Houston glittered below from the rooftop venue. City lights, warm wind, silence.
"For someone who hates scenes,"
came a deep voice behind her.
"you know how to make an exit."
Naomi froze, then slowly turned. Darius stood in the doorway, tie loosened now, jacket open. Wedding ring already on his hand. Still unfairly beautiful. Still irritating. "Shouldn't you be inside with your bride?" she asked.
"She's busy being admired."
Her favorite hobby. His mouth almost smiled. Naomi hated that she noticed.
"You came.
"You invited half the city."
I didn't ask about half the city."
The wind shifted between them. Dangerous. Naomi crossed her arms. What do you want, Darius? He stepped closer. Not touching. Never touching enough.
To know why you look at me like I stole something.
You did! His jaw tightened.
Naomi.
No, you don't get to use my name in that voice tonight.
What voice?
The one that acts like we have unfinished business. His eyes darkened.
Do we not?
Her pulse stumbled. This man was married. This man was trouble. This man had always known exactly how to make silence feel intimate. You made your choice. His gaze dropped briefly to her mouth.
Did I?
The audacity of it made heat rise in her chest. Naomi stepped closer until only inches separated them. You're wearing a ring.
And yet you were the one standing too close.
She inhaled sharply. His hand lifted, paused near her waist, but never landed. Respectful enough to deny, bold enough to imply. You always do this, I whispered.
Do what?
Act like touching me is inevitable.
If I touched you, Naomi, there'd be nothing casual about it.
Her breath caught. Inside, applause erupted from the ballroom. Probably another toast. Probably Simone wondering where her husband had gone. Naomi should have walked away. Instead, she said, "Then it's a good thing you won't." His eyes locked on hers.
Keep telling yourself that.
The terrace door opened. "Darius?" Simone called. Naomi stepped back instantly. Darius didn't move. Didn't even blink. Simone appeared, smile sharpening the second she saw them together. "There you are," she said sweetly. Then to Naomi, "Still hovering, cousin?" Naomi smiled slow and dangerous. "No," she said. "Just making sure you got what you paid for." Then she brushed past both of them and walked away. Heart racing. Hands shaking. And knowing with terrifying certainty, this was not over. Chapter 2, 11:47 p.m. Naomi was halfway through removing her earrings when her phone buzzed. She ignored it. Buzzed again. Then again. Jade, probably. She dropped the diamond studs onto the dresser and picked up the phone. Unknown number. You left early. Her pulse kicked once. She stared at the screen, then typed back. Who is this? 3 dots appeared instantly. Don't insult both of us. Naomi closed her eyes. Of course. You're married. Lose my number. She hit send, tossed the phone on the bed, and walked into the bathroom. By the time she came back out, the screen was lit again. You never gave me your number. I had to earn it. The nerve. She typed furiously. Find shame next. Another reply. Come downstairs. Naomi laughed aloud. Try hell. She silenced the phone and climbed into bed. 2 minutes later, a knock sounded at her suite door. She sat upright. Another knock. Slow. Controlled. Certain. Every nerve in her body already knew who it was. Naomi marched to the door and yanked it open. Darius stood there in black slacks and a white dress shirt with the top buttons undone, tie gone, sleeves rolled once. Like temptation had hired a stylist. Her jaw tightened. Have you lost your mind?
Possibly.
You cannot be outside my hotel room.
I'm inside the hallway.
You're somebody's husband. His eyes sharpened.
And you're still angry.
She tried to slam the door. His palm caught it easily.
Dangerous move.
You're dangerous. Something unreadable crossed his face. Then he stepped inside and closed the door behind him.
Naomi stared. You have 10 seconds before I scream.
You won't.
Try me. He moved closer. Not enough to touch, always enough to disrupt her breathing.
Why did you really come tonight?
I was invited.
That's not what I asked.
She folded her arms. Leave.
You wore my favorite color.
She blinked. I don't have a favorite color of yours.
Emerald. You wore it the night I first kissed you.
Heat flashed across her skin. That was 3 years ago.
I remember useful things.
You remember selectively.
He exhaled slowly. You think I chose Simone to hurt you?
You did choose Simone. His jaw flexed.
Naomi.
No, I snapped. You do not get to show up after marrying my cousin and start talking like there's context I missed.
There is.
Then explain it to your wife. For the first time,
Real irritation crossed his face.
She is not the woman I'm here for.
The room went still. Naomi hated the way those words landed. Hated the way some reckless part of her wanted to believe them. She stepped back. You need to go. He followed once.
Look at me.
No.
Naomi.
No. His hand caught her wrist. Gentle. Firm. Electric. She froze. Neither of them moved. His thumb brushed once against the inside of her pulse point. A tiny motion. Catastrophic effect.
Still does that?
What?
Your heartbeat. Every time I touch you.
She jerked free. You're unbelievable.
And you're shaking.
I'm angry.
You're affected.
She glared hard enough to wound. Then came a sharp knock at the door. Both of them turned.
Naomi?
Simone's voice floated through the wood. Are you awake? Naomi's blood ran cold. Darius didn't move. Didn't even look concerned. He looked amused. You have got to be kidding me, Naomi hissed. Another knock. Naomi, I know your car is still downstairs. Simone again. Naomi pointed toward the balcony doors. Out. Darius folded his arms.
No.
You want to die tonight?
You'd miss me.
She shoved at his chest. Solid muscle. Zero cooperation. Move! Another knock, louder now. Naomi! Darius leaned down near her ear.
Tell me to stay. And I will.
Her breath caught. The door handle rattled. Naomi looked from the door to the man ruining her peace in real time, then smiled slowly. Oh, I've got a better idea.
Chapter 3. Wife at the door. Naomi opened the door with a smile already in place. Simone. Her cousin stood there in ivory silk pajamas,
diamond stud still in, face flawless and furious. "I knew you were awake," Simone said, trying to look past her into the suite. "You never sleep after events." Naomi leaned one shoulder against the doorframe. "And yet here you are. Married women should rest." Simone's eyes sharpened. "May I come in?" "No." Naomi said it lightly, like a joke, like a blade. Simone's jaw tightened. "Excuse me?" "You heard me." For one suspended second, the women stared at each other with years of history burning between them. Simone had always liked taking things. Naomi had always hated letting her. Simone shifted, trying to peer around Naomi again. Then, her nose flared slightly. Cologne. Not Naomi's. Masculine. Familiar. Her eyes snapped back. "Are you entertaining company?" Naomi smiled wider. "At this hour? How scandalous!" Simone pushed forward. Naomi blocked her with one graceful step. "You seem tense," Naomi said. "Did the honeymoon start badly?" "Move." "No." Simone's voice dropped low. "Do not test me tonight." Naomi tilted her head. "Tonight? That implies there are nights you're worth the effort." The insult landed clean. Simone's hand tightened around the edge of a rope. Then, her gaze slid past Naomi's shoulder and caught the suite interior. 2 wine glasses. 1 lipstick marked. 1 not. A man's watch glinting beside the sofa lamp. Silence. When Simone spoke again, her voice was ice. "Who is in there?" Naomi pretended to think. "Someone with better manners than you." Before Simone could explode, footsteps sounded behind Naomi. Slow. Unhurried. Certain. Darius came into view, adjusting the cuff of his white dress shirt. The room went dead still. He looked devastatingly composed. Barefoot, sleeves rolled, top buttons undone, dark hair slightly mussed like he'd run impatient hands through it. Or someone else had. Simone went pale first, then red. "Darius?" He glanced at her as if seeing a colleague unexpectedly at brunch.
"Simone."
Naomi had to bite the inside of her cheek not to laugh. "What are you doing here?" Simone demanded. Darius picked up his watch from the table and fastened it to his wrist.
"I could ask you the same thing."
"This is Naomi's room."
"Yes, I'm aware."
Simone's breathing changed. Naomi noticed everything. The humiliation, the disbelief, the slow, ugly understanding that her husband looked more alive in Naomi's suite than he had at his own wedding reception. "You left me downstairs," Simone said.
"I left everyone downstairs."
"You disappeared."
"I needed air."
"In her bed?" Naomi finally spoke. "Relax. Nothing happened." Simone cut her a vicious look. "I wasn't talking to you." "That's unfortunate," Naomi said. "You came to my door." Darius's mouth twitched. Simone saw it. And that tiny, almost smile hurt her more than any insult. "You think this is funny?" she asked him.
"No.
"You think embarrassing me is amusing?"
I think you came here looking for a scene."
His tone was calm, which only enraged her more. "You are my husband." The words cracked in the middle. Possession mixed with panic. Darius stepped closer, not to Simone, to Naomi. He stopped beside her, shoulder nearly brushing hers. A deliberate placement. Simone stared. Naomi felt the heat of him before she looked. His hand slid to the small of her back. Light. Barely there.
Enough. Her breath caught despite herself. Darius, Simone whispered. He never looked away from Naomi.
You should go back to your room.
It sounded like instruction, like dismissal, like he'd forgotten which woman he married. Simone's eyes filled with rage so fast it was almost impressive. You haven't touched me all night, she said. The room froze. Naomi's gaze flicked sharply to Darius. Simone laughed once. Brittle. Broken. Not during the dance. Not in the car. Not when we got upstairs. Her chin lifted. But you can't keep your hands off her. Naomi felt his fingers press once against her back. A warning. Or a claim. She couldn't tell.
Simone.
No! Say it! Tears burned in Simone's eyes but never fell. Tell her what kind of marriage this is. Darius's jaw flexed. He said nothing. That silence told Naomi more than words ever could. Oh, this was ugly. Simone looked at Naomi then, stripped raw by humiliation. You can have him, she said. Naomi smiled slowly. I never asked for him. Simone's face hardened. That's why he keeps coming back. She turned sharply and walked out wall. The suite door slammed hard enough to shake the frame. Silence rushed in after her. Naomi stepped away from Darius instantly. What the hell was that? He looked at the closed door, then at Naomi.
Complicated.
You used me.
No.
You stood there and let your wife unravel in front of me.
My wife has spent 3 years pretending she won something.
Naomi crossed her arms. And did she? He stepped closer. Too close. His hand rose to tuck one loose curl behind her ear. Slowly. Intimately. Naomi forgot how to breathe.
You tell me.
Her pulse pounded. You need to leave.
You're trembling again.
I'm angry.
You're lying again.
His gaze dropped to her mouth, then back to her eyes. The air thickened. Every instinct told her to move. She didn't. Darius! A sharp buzz sounded from his phone. He glanced down. Simone. Calling. Again! He silenced it without breaking eye contact. Naomi's stomach flipped dangerously. That, she whispered, is exactly why you need to leave. Instead of answering, he bent close enough for his mouth to hover near her ear.
When you finally stop pretending you don't want this, call me.
Then he walked out, leaving the room full of his scent. And Naomi standing there, furious. Because she wanted to. Chapter 4. Wear this tonight. Naomi slept badly. Not because of guilt, because of memory. The way Darius's hand had settled at the small of her back like he'd done it 100 times before. The way his voice dropped when he wanted to be dangerous. The way he silenced his wife's call without blinking. By morning, she was irritated enough to throw something. Her phone buzzed on the nightstand. Jade. Girl. Family group chat is in flames. Call me. Naomi ignored it. Buzz. Another text. Simone says she found Darius in your room. Buzz. I said found is dramatic wording, but still, call me. Naomi tossed the phone aside and headed for coffee. A knock sounded at her suite door. She frowned and opened it. A hotel attendant stood there beside 2 garment bags and a white box tied with black ribbon. Delivery for Miss Carter? I didn't order anything. It has already been paid for. Of course it had. She signed anyway. The attendant rolled the items inside and left. Naomi stared at the bags like they might explode. Inside the first was a black evening gown. Silk, structured waist, deep neckline. Elegant enough to be expensive. Dangerous enough to be intentional. Inside the second, matching heels. The white box held diamond earrings. And 1 folded card. 3 words. Wear this tonight. No signature. No need. Naomi laughed once, sharp and disbelieving. The arrogance is almost athletic. She should have returned it, burned it, blocked every number he owned. Instead, she held the dress against herself in the mirror. It fit her imagination perfectly, which annoyed her more.
By 6 that evening, Houston society had moved on from wedding gossip to charity gala gossip. By 7, Naomi was standing in front of the mirror in the black dress. Because defiance came in many forms. Sometimes it wore silk. Jade entered the suite and stopped cold. Oh, wicked behavior. Naomi adjusted 1 earring. I'm returning it after. You put it on your body. That's already a response. It means nothing. Then why are you glowing? Naomi glared. Jade grinned. And for the record, Simone has been calling everybody except a therapist. Good. She says you're jealous. Naomi picked up her clutch. She should try comedy. The gala occupied the top floor of a downtown museum. Glass walls, city skyline, champagne towers. People pretending to care about literacy while comparing watches. Naomi entered. Conversation stalled. Heads turned. Men noticed. Women assessed. And across the room, Darius looked up. Black tuxedo, no tie tonight. 1 hand in his pocket. The other holding a whiskey glass he stopped lifting halfway to his mouth. His eyes traveled slowly over the dress he'd chosen. Approval darkened his gaze. Naomi hated how satisfying that was. Jade leaned close. Oh, he's gone. Who? The man. He just died looking at you. Naomi walked past her before she could say more. She took a flute of champagne from a passing tray and began speaking to a board member she barely knew. For exactly 3 minutes. Then heat appeared at her back. Darius's voice brushed low beside her ear.
You wore it.
The board member found a reason to disappear instantly. Naomi sipped champagne without turning. I had nothing else clean.
Liar.
She finally faced him. Up close, he looked infuriatingly calm. Your wife here? She asked.
Somewhere. Performing.
That's a cruel description.
It's accurate. You kept the earrings, too.
I'm billing you for emotional distress. His mouth almost smiled. Naomi should have stepped away.
Instead, she said, "You enjoy creating problems?
I enjoy your attention.
You had it years ago. You mishandled it." Something flashed in his eyes. Regret. Gone too fast to trust.
Dance with me.
No.
That wasn't a request.
It sounded exactly like one. He moved closer, lowering his voice.
You came here wearing what I sent.
"I came here to be seen." His gaze sharpened.
By me?
By everyone. He exhaled once through his nose. Jealousy looked good on him. Music changed. Slower now. Strings and piano. Before Naomi could react, he took the champagne from her hand, set it on a nearby tray, and reached for her. His palms settled on her waist. Warm. Possessive. The other captured her hand.
Darius. Too late.
He drew her onto the dance floor. Gasps moved like wind around them. Naomi felt them all, especially the one approaching fast. Simone, dressed in silver fury. "What are you doing?" she hissed. Darius never looked away from Naomi.
Dancing.
"You're humiliating me!"
Then stop making everything public.
Naomi should have stepped back, should have handed him over. Instead, she held his gaze while his hand spread slightly at his waist, thumb brushing the bare skin above the dress seam. Tiny touch. Catastrophic effect. Simone noticed. "Oh my God," she whispered. "You really want her?"
Yes.
The single word shattered the room. Naomi's breath caught. Simone's face drained white, then hardened into something dangerous. "You'll regret this," she said. She turned and walked away. The crowd pretended not to stare. Naomi yanked free instantly.
"Have you lost your mind?"
"Probably."
"You just declared war in front of half the city."
I declared the truth.
She stared at him. His chest rose once, slow. "You should have chosen truth 3 years ago." Something landed in his expression then. Something heavy. He stepped closer, voice low enough for only her.
I'm trying now.
Her pulse betrayed her. Too late.
Then why are you still shaking when I touch you?
Before she could answer, Jade appeared from nowhere. "Naomi," she said brightly, "there's a gorgeous surgeon asking for your number." Darius's entire body stilled. Jade smiled wider. "He's 6'4", charitable, and emotionally available." Naomi took Jade's arm. "Lead the way." She looked once at Darius. "Enjoy your evening." Then she walked off, leaving him in the middle of the ballroom, watching her go, with jealousy finally looking as good on him as the tuxedo. Chapter 5. You're in my seat. Marcus Hale was exactly the kind of man women were supposed to choose. Tall, immaculately dressed, surgeon's hands, easy smile, old money without the need to announce it. Safe. Which meant Naomi noticed immediately how unsafe Darius looked watching him. Jade all but shoved her forward. "Marcus," Jade said brightly, "this is Naomi Carter. She reads people for sport and ruins arrogant men as a hobby." Marcus laughed. "Then I should be careful." Naomi smiled. "Too late. You introduced yourself confidently." "Damn," he said. "I'm already losing." He was charming in a practiced way. Smart enough to ask questions, sharp enough to hold eye contact, and handsome enough that half the room had already recalculated their options. Naomi let herself enjoy it, mostly because she could feel Darius's stare burning holes through the back of Marcus's tuxedo. Marcus accepted 2 glasses of champagne from a server and handed one to her. I've seen you at these events before. That means you attend to many of them. Occupational hazard. Hospitals love charity. And surgeons love attention? Only when earned. Naomi liked that answer more than she intended. Across the room, Simone had returned. Fresh lipstick, colder smile. She was speaking to 3 women while watching Naomi over one shoulder. War paint reapplied. Good for her. Marcus leaned closer. Would it be rude to ask if you're avoiding someone? Depends who told you I was. No one had to. His gaze flicked briefly past her. Naomi didn't need to turn. The temperature behind her had already changed.
Dr. Hale.
Darius's voice landed low and controlled. Marcus straightened. Carter. So they knew each other.
Men like them collected each other through boards, clubs, and expensive disappointments. Naomi turned slowly. Darius stood there with one hand in his pocket, jaw hard, expression almost pleasant. The dangerous kind of pleasant. "Didn't know you were here," Marcus said.
I was invited.
So was I. A beat passed. Naomi sipped champagne. This was suddenly better than dessert. Darius looked at the chair beside Naomi, then at Marcus.
You're in my seat.
Marcus blinked once, then smiled. I don't believe there was a name on it.
There didn't need to be.
Naomi nearly choked on her drink. Marcus laughed outright. That how you court women now? Through territorial seating?
No. Usually I start with patience.
And end with interruption?
Only when necessary.
Naomi set her glass down before she enjoyed herself too much. I'm not furniture, she said dryly. No one owns the seat. Darius's gaze shifted to her at last.
No. Just my attention.
Her pulse stumbled. Marcus noticed. Interesting man. He turned to Naomi. Would you like to dance? Yes, she said immediately. Darius's jaw flexed. Marcus offered his hand. Naomi took it and let him lead her to the floor. He was a good dancer. Confident without gripping too tightly. Respectful without acting timid. Was that personal? He asked. What? The man glaring at me like I delayed his inheritance. Naomi laughed outright. That depends. Are you delayed? I might be dead by midnight. She smiled. Marcus spun her smoothly and caught her again. You're enjoying this, he said. A little? You should enjoy it more. His hand settled politely at her waist. Nice. Normal. Healthy. So why did it feel like eating salad in front of a steakhouse?
She hated that thought instantly. Marcus's eyes warmed. You just drifted somewhere. I do that. Come back. I'm handsome. She laughed again. Then froze. Darius had stepped onto the dance floor. With Simone. He held her perfectly. Courteously. Like one holds a vase borrowed from someone richer. No intimacy. No heat. No life. Simone knew it too. Because while dancing with her husband, she stared directly at Naomi. Challenge accepted. Naomi turned back to Marcus and stepped closer. His brows lifted slightly. Better, he murmured. Across the floor, Darius's grip on Simone
visibly tightened. Simone winced. Good. Music slowed further. Marcus leaned near Naomi's ear. Dinner tomorrow? Before she could answer, another hand closed around her wrist. Warm, firm, familiar. Darius.
Cutting in.
Marcus looked down at the hand, then up at Darius. She hasn't answered yet. Darius's gaze never left Naomi.
She doesn't need to.
Naomi pulled her wrist free. Actually, I do. The two men waited. Useful. She looked at Marcus first. Yes to dinner. Then at Darius. No. To everything. Marcus's smile returned slowly. Darius's expression did not. Excellent, Marcus said. 7 tomorrow? 7 works. He bent, kissed the back of her hand, and walked off like a man who enjoyed surviving. Darius waited until he was gone, then stepped closer.
Dinner?
Yes,
With him?
that's how dates usually work.
He wants to provoke me.
Naomi folded her arms. Then he's succeeding.
You think this is funny?
I think this is overdue.
You don't know him.
I know he asked, instead of ordered. That landed.
Oh,
His eyes darkened.
you're angry.
I'm evolving. He stepped even closer, close enough for the scent of cedar and expensive trouble to surround her.
Cancel it.
She almost laughed. Make me. Silence stretched. Then his hand slid to the bare skin at the side of her waist where the dress opened. Just fingertips. A warning spark. Naomi inhaled sharply. His mouth lowered near her ear.
I could.
Her knees nearly betrayed her. She shoved his chest. Go touch your wife. His expression changed. Cold now.
She should have thought of that before lying.
Naomi stilled. What did you say? But Simone appeared before he could answer. Eyes bright with fury. Enough, she snapped. Both of you. She turned to Naomi. You always wanted scraps. Naomi smiled sweetly. And yet somehow I'm still what he reaches for first. Simone slapped her. The room gasped. Darius moved so fast Naomi barely saw it. 1 second, Simone's hand was in the air. The next, Darius had caught her wrist. Hard.
Do not, he said quietly, ever touch her again.
The ballroom went dead silent. Simone stared at him, then slowly smiled. You're already choosing. She yanked free and walked away. Naomi's cheek burned. Darius looked at the faint red mark, jaw tight with something close to rage. Then he touched it gently with his thumb.
Did she hurt you?
Naomi knocked his hand away. You don't get to care now. She turned and walked out. Behind her, she heard glass shatter.
Chapter 6. The Truth Begins. Naomi did not cry. She did what women with pride and expensive mascara did. She went to the restroom, fixed the damage, reapplied gloss, and reminded herself that humiliation only worked if you accepted it. By the time she exited the gala, her cheek no longer showed the slap. But her anger did.
Naomi.
Darius's voice followed her into the private parking garage. She kept walking. He caught up beside her.
Stop.
No.
We need to talk.
We needed to talk 3 years ago. She reached her car. He stepped in front of the driver's door before she could open it. Tall, broad, unmovable, infuriating. Move!
Not until you listen.
I listened tonight. You let your wife assault me in couture. His jaw tightened.
I stopped her.
You married her. That landed harder. Good. Naomi folded her arms. Congratulations. We've both stated facts. Move. Instead, he reached into his jacket and pulled out a folded envelope. Cream stationery. Old. Handled too often. He held it out. She didn't take it. What is that?
The reason everything changed.
I don't accept cursed objects from married men.
Naomi.
Something in his voice made her pause. Not arrogance, not control, fatigue. She snatched the envelope. Inside was a printed email chain from 3 years ago. Her name in the subject line. Her stomach tightened. She scanned quickly. Simone had forwarded messages to Darius. Messages supposedly from Naomi to Jade. He's useful, rich, obsessed, easy to control. I'll let him think it's real until I'm bored. Men like Darius always confuse attention for love. Naomi looked up slowly. This is fake.
You disappeared.
I disappeared because you disappeared.
The garage echoed with it. For the first time since she'd known him, Darius looked shaken.
I came to your apartment the next day.
I was in Miami for work.
You never answered my calls.
You never called.
I called the number I had.
Naomi laughed once in disbelief. My old office line. He went still. And you didn't think to email? Come again? Use your resources? Hire the FBI you men love pretending to be? His mouth flattened.
I was angry.
No. You were lazy. That struck true. She saw it. You let forged messages decide everything? Then married my cousin out of spite?
I married her because she said you were laughing at me.
I was grieving you. Silence. Heavy and immediate. Darius stared at her like he'd hit him somewhere physical. Naomi's chest rose sharply. She hadn't meant to give him that much truth. Too late. He stepped closer.
I didn't know.
You didn't ask.
I know that now.
Wonderful. Put it on a plaque. He raked a hand through his hair, losing some of that perfect control.
She pursued me after. She said you'd moved on. Said she'd warned me because she cared.
Naomi barked a laugh. Simone has never cared about anything she couldn't wail. A muscle jumped in his jaw.
You think I don't know what I did?
I think you know now because she slapped me in public. His eyes darkened.
That is not why.
Then why? He closed the distance until her back nearly met the car door. Close enough to feel heat. Close enough to remember bad decisions.
Because every day since,
He said quietly.
I've known I chose the wrong woman.
Her breath caught. No. No, she would not melt because a beautiful man discovered regret. That sounds poetic, she said. Still, useless. His gaze dropped briefly to her mouth, then rose again.
You want me miserable.
I want you accountable.
Done.
That easy?
No.
He braced one hand on the car beside her shoulder, caging without touching. Her pulse betrayed her instantly. His eyes flicked to her throat.
There it is again.
What?
You act furious.
He murmured.
Your body remembers me differently.
She hated the heat that rushed through her. Move.
Tell me you feel nothing.
I feel annoyed.
Liar.
His free hand lifted, paused, then gently brushed a strand of hair from the cheek Simone had struck. Tenderness from him felt more dangerous than anger ever could. Naomi swallowed. You don't get to touch me because you're sorry. I'm not touching you because I'm sorry. His thumb traced the line of her jaw once. Slowly. Then why? Because I've wanted to since the second I saw you walk into that ballroom. The garage seemed to shrink. Her hands flattened against his chest before she thought better of it. Solid muscle, warm through the shirt. He looked down at them, then back up.
Push me away, he said softly. She should have. Instead, she left them there. 1 beat, 2, 3. Headlights turned the corner. A car entered the garage. Reality crashed back. Naomi shoved him hard. Get out of my way. He stepped back this time. Progress. She yanked open the door, slid into the driver's seat, and started the engine. Before closing the door, she looked at him once. You ruined 3 lives because your ego was fragile. He absorbed it without flinching. Then she added, and if you think regret is enough to get me back, you're dumber than I thought. She slammed the door and drove off. Hands shaking, heart worse. At the elevator, Darius finally looked down at his phone. 1 unread message from Simone. You told her, didn't you? Another followed immediately. Tell her the whole truth. He stared at the screen. Then a 3rd message arrived. Tell her why you never touched me. Chapter 7. Jealousy Test. Naomi accepted dinner with Marcus Hale for 3 reasons. 1, he was handsome. 2, he was sane. 3, somewhere in Houston, Darius Carter would hate it. By 6:45, she was seated on the rooftop terrace of Maison Bleu, the kind of restaurant where candles glowed low and menus arrived without prices. Marcus arrived at 6:50, punctual enough to impress, late enough to look effortless. He kissed her cheek lightly and took the seat across from her. You look dangerous, he said. You look expensive. I am. Insurance keeps surgeons polished. Marcus laughed. This was easy. That alone felt suspicious. They ordered drinks, talked about work, travel, the absurdity of charity people who donated loudly and tipped poorly. Marcus was sharp, funny, interested without performing it. And every few minutes, Naomi caught herself relaxing. She disliked that immediately. You're somewhere else again, Marcus said. Do I keep doing that? Yes. Maybe I'm mysterious. Maybe you're distracted. He leaned back, studying her. There's a man. There's always a man. It's a city. He smiled. The one who nearly started a diplomatic incident at the gala. Naomi lifted her glass. Ah, him. You want him? No. You want him miserable? She considered. A little. Marcus laughed. Now we're honest. Before she could answer, the maitre d' approached their table looking nervous. Dr. Hale, Mr. Carter is asking if he may join you. Naomi nearly inhaled her olive. Marcus looked delighted. Tell Mr. Carter no. The maitre d' swallowed. I did, sir.
Naomi closed her eyes. Of course. A shadow fell across the table. Darius stood there in charcoal slacks and a black open-collar shirt that should have been illegal. No jacket, no tie, no permission. You're overdressed for harassment.
You're underdressed for revenge. Marcus laughed into his drink. Darius's gaze moved over Naomi slowly. White dress, bare shoulders, gold heels. His jaw tightened almost imperceptibly. Good. What do you want? Naomi asked.
A word.
No.
A minute.
No.
A chance.
Marcus whistled softly. Tough room. Darius looked at him.
Do you mind?
Immensely, Marcus said. But continue. Naomi almost liked Marcus too much. Darius ignored the extra chair and remained standing.
I texted you.
I deleted it.
I called.
I enjoyed declining it. Marcus raised his glass to her. Cold. I'm learning, Naomi said sweetly. Darius leaned one hand on the table, close enough that only she could hear him.
You're enjoying this.
Immensely.
You chose him to provoke me.
I chose him because he asked. That struck again. She could see it. Darius straightened.
Walk with me.
No.
Naomi.
Darius. Marcus cut in pleasantly. I'm still here, gentlemen. Naomi smiled at Marcus. Thank you for your service. Darius's expression darkened.
5 minutes.
5 years, she replied. Then Marcus's phone buzzed. He glanced down, frowned apologetically. A hospital consult. Give me 2 minutes. He stood and stepped aside to answer. Convenient timing. Naomi narrowed her eyes. Did you arrange that too? Darius slid smoothly into Marcus's chair.
Yes.
She stared. You cannot be serious.
I donated a wing.
That doesn't mean you own the doctor.
It means he answers his phone.
Naomi burst into unwilling laughter. He watched her like a starving man seeing bread.
There you are, he said quietly. What? You. Not the version that fights me. The one that laughs. Her smile faded. Dangerous territory. She stood instantly. I'm leaving. He caught her wrist. Not hard. Just enough. Heat raced up her arm. Sit. Remove your hand. Say please. You're insane. Frequently. She yanked free and stayed standing. People were pretending not to watch. Your wife know you're here? She knows where I am. That wasn't my question. She moved out this morning. Naomi froze. What? We're separated. Her pulse stumbled in spite of herself. Because of me? Because of years. He stood now too, forcing her chin to lift to keep eye contact. She asked why I never touched her. Naomi's breath caught. He lowered his voice. I told her the truth. She swallowed. And what truth is that? His gaze dropped to her mouth, then back to her eyes. That there was only ever one woman I wanted to. The air left her lungs.
Marcus chose that moment to return. Perfect timing. He took in their positions, the tension, Darius too close. Then smiled politely. Did I miss dessert? Naomi stepped back so fast her chair nearly tipped. No, just indigestion. Marcus steadied the chair and looked at Darius. You've had your minute. Darius didn't move. Marcus's tone stayed pleasant. But you're still in my seat.
Then Darius looked at Naomi one last time.
7 tomorrow.
She frowned. What?
You and me.
That is not happening. He smiled for the first time all night.
We'll see.
Then he walked away. Marcus sat slowly.
Well, he said, I either admire your life or fear it.
Naomi stared after Darius. Both, probably. Her phone buzzed under the table. Unknown number. She opened it. Wear red tomorrow. Chapter 8. Rain check. Naomi blocked the number, then unblocked it 10 minutes later just to stay irritated properly. She did not wear red the next day. She wore cream. Soft silk, fitted through the waist, paired with heels sharp enough to injure confidence. By noon, Jade was in her kitchen eating fruit she hadn't asked permission to touch. You're spiraling elegantly, Jade said. I'm working. You changed outfits 3 times. I was choosing professionalism. You were choosing vengeance. Naomi opened her laptop. Why are you here? To support women making poor romantic decisions before they make them. I'm not seeing Darius. You already are. Emotionally. Naomi threw a grape at her. Her phone buzzed. Unknown number. Cream is disrespectful. Naomi stared. How does he know what I'm wearing? Jade grinned. Oh, this is getting expensive. Another text arrived. Lunch. 1 p.m. Voss Tower rooftop. Naomi typed back immediately. Hell. Reply. I'll reserve 2 seats. She blocked him again. By 7 that evening, rain hammered the city in silver sheets. Naomi had survived work, ignored 4 more texts, and successfully not thought about Darius for nearly 11 minutes. She stepped out of a boutique carrying garment bags and froze. The valley line was chaos. Drivers yelling, umbrellas useless. Wind slashing rain sideways. Perfect. She glanced at her phone. No rides available for 23 minutes.
Need a rescue?
Her shoulders tensed before she turned. Darius stood at the curb beside a black SUV. One hand holding an umbrella, the other in his pocket. Dark jeans, black sweater. Rain clinging to his hair. He looked less polished tonight. More dangerous. I'd rather drown. Dramatic. Get in. No. Thunder cracked overhead. The boutique awning leaked directly onto her shoulder. Darius lifted one brow.
The weather appears to disagree.
Naomi clutched her bags tighter. You stalking me now?
I own the building next door.
Of course you do.
I was leaving dinner.
With whom? His gaze sharpened.
Jealousy doesn't suit you.
Good. Then I'll return it. Rain blew harder. A heel slipped slightly on the wet pavement. He moved before she could recover, catching her elbow and steadying her. Warm grip. Immediate electricity. Naomi snatched her arm back. I had it.
You almost introduced your face to concrete.
I would have looked beautiful doing it. His mouth curved briefly.
There she is.
There who is?
The woman who pretends she doesn't like me, while flirting through insults.
I'm insulting you sincerely. He stepped closer beneath the umbrella, forcing her into its dry circle. Rain crashed all around them. The city blurred beyond the curtain of water. Too private. Too intimate. You keep appearing where I am, I said.
You keep going places worth appearing.
That was terrible.
You smiled.
I twitched. He looked at the garment bags.
What did you buy?
Thanks.
For Marcus?
Naomi blinked once. Why do you know his name?
I make it my business to know men who want what's mine. Her pulse skipped. I beg your pardon? You heard me.
I'm not yours.
No. You're the problem.
Lightning flashed. The thunder rolled slower this time. Naomi should have left the umbrella and gotten soaked out of principle. Instead, she stayed where the air smelled like rain and cedar and trouble.
You can't speak to people this way and expect results.
What results?
You. His hand lifted to brush a raindrop from her bare shoulder. Slowly. Her breath caught before she could stop it. He noticed. Always.
You hate that your body likes me, he murmured.
I hate many things.
Name 3.
You, your ego, this umbrella. A laugh escaped him, real and low. It did something unhelpful to her stomach. The valet shouted another name. Cars crawled past. No one was watching them. That somehow made it worse.
Come.
Where?
Anywhere dry.
That sounds like a lawsuit. He moved closer still. Now there was barely space between them. The umbrella handle rested above her shoulder. His chest almost touched hers.
If I kissed you right now, he said softly, would you slap me or help me?
Naomi's lips parted. No answer came. Rain drummed louder. He lowered his head a fraction, then stopped, waiting, giving her room to choose. The restraint nearly undid her more than force would have. She fisted a hand in his sweater and pulled him the rest of the way. His mouth met hers hot and immediate. No hesitation, no gentleness. Weeks of tension, years of unfinished business. All of it poured into one kiss under a storm-dark sky. He backed her a step until her spine touched the brick wall beside the boutique entrance. The umbrella dropped somewhere. Neither cared. His hands framed her waist, thumbs brushing bare skin where her coat had fallen open. Naomi made a sound she would deny later. He swallowed it with another kiss. Slower now. Deeper. Her fingers slid into his damp hair. He exhaled against her mouth like control was leaving him by degrees.
Naomi, he said against her lips, voice rough.
She kissed him again instead of answering. Headlights swept across them. A horn blared. Reality snapped back hard. They broke apart, breathing fast. A white sedan had stopped at the curb. Marcus Hale stepped out holding an umbrella. He looked from Naomi pressed to the wall, to Darius standing inches away, to the umbrella on the ground. Wow, Marcus said calmly. This feels like useful information. Chapter 9. Useful information. Rain still hammered the city. Marcus looked between Naomi and Darius with the calm expression of a man actively reevaluating his evening. Naomi stepped away from the wall first. Smart. Necessary. Her lips still tingled. Less necessary. Well, Marcus said smoothly, adjusting the umbrella in his hand, either I interrupted something, or I arrived exactly on time. Darius picked the fallen umbrella up from the sidewalk without answering. Infuriatingly composed for a man who had just kissed another man's date like a warning shot. Naomi cleared her throat. It's not what it looks like. Marcus looked at her mouth. Then at Darius. Then back at her. I respect the effort. But it's very much what it looks like. Heat crawled up Naomi's neck. Darius opened the SUV passenger door beside her.
Get in.
Marcus blinked once. See now, that's fascinating. Naomi glared. Nobody asked you to narrate. You kissed a married billionaire in the rain outside a boutique. Narration is required. Darius's mouth twitched. Naomi hated both men suddenly. I am not getting into your car, she told Darius.
You're soaked.
So are you.
I'm less stubborn.
That's debatable. Thunder rolled overhead. Marcus lifted his umbrella slightly higher over Naomi without comment. Darius noticed immediately. Of course he did. Something dark moved behind his eyes.
Dr. Hale, thank you for making sure she wasn't standing out here alone.
Marcus smiled. You say that like you're dismissing me.
I am.
And yet, she's still looking at me voluntarily. Naomi almost laughed. Darius stepped closer. Rain dripped slowly from the ends of his hair. His sweater clung to his chest in ways that felt personally disrespectful.
You should go home, Marcus.
You should go to your wife. Silence. Marcus had clearly decided survival was optional tonight. Naomi watched Darius carefully, waiting for anger. Instead, he said quietly,
She's not waiting for me.
Marcus's expression shifted slightly. Interesting. Naomi crossed her arms. Everybody stop talking about me like I'm luggage.
Fair, Marcus admitted.
Darius looked only at Naomi.
Come with me.
No.
You already kissed me.
And you were already married. That erased the humor from his face. Good. Marcus glanced between them again. So, this is catastrophic history, not random bad judgment. Wonderful observation skills, Naomi muttered. You should still have dinner with me, Marcus said suddenly. Naomi looked at him. He shrugged lightly. Your life is clearly a disaster. I'm curious now. Darius went very still. Naomi smiled despite herself. You know what? I might. Marcus grinned. Excellent. Tomorrow?
Marcus.
No, I think this is healthy, Marcus replied. Growth through emotional chaos. Naomi laughed. Real this time. And once again, Darius watched her like the sound did something dangerous to him internally. Marcus checked his watch. I should leave before this becomes a hostage situation. Smart man. He looked at Naomi once more. Call me when you decide whether you're choosing peace or entertainment. Then he walked away into the rain, leaving her alone with the exact problem he meant.
For a moment, neither Naomi nor Darius spoke. Rain softened around them. Cars hissed past on wet pavement. The city smelled like storms and expensive mistakes.
You enjoyed that.
A little.
You kissed me.
You keep repeating that like I forgot.
You're trying to.
She looked away first. Dangerous.
He stepped closer again, lowering his voice.
You kissed me back harder.
Naomi inhaled sharply. That's enough.
No, it isn't.
His fingers brushed the inside of her wrist. Gentle. Intentional. Every nerve in her body noticed. You should hate me, she whispered.
I tried.
And his gaze dropped slowly to her mouth.
You know how that ended.
Heat spread through her again. Annoying. Complicating. Addictive. She hated the last part most. A black car suddenly pulled hard against the curb across the street. The passenger door opened. Simone stepped out. Perfect makeup. Perfect coat. Absolutely murderous expression. Well, Naomi murmured. There's the apocalypse. Simone looked from Naomi to Darius to Naomi's swollen lips. Then she smiled. Not softly. Not kindly. The kind of smile people wore before ruining lives. Oh, she said quietly. Now I understand. Darius's entire posture changed. Cold. Alert. Dangerous.
Simone.
No, she interrupted. Please don't insult me with explanations after tasting her in front of me. Naomi's stomach tightened. Simone stepped closer, heels splashing through rainwater. Do you know the saddest part? She asked Naomi. I really did think eventually he'd touch me. The confession fell harder than the storm. Even Darius looked shaken. Simone laughed once, broken at the edges. But he kissed you like he's been starving. Silence. Rain. Breathing. Then Simone looked directly at Darius. You never stopped loving her, did you? He answered too quickly.
No.
Naomi almost believed him.
Almost. Then Simone smiled again. That's fine, she whispered. I'll just make sure neither of you get to be happy. And for some reason, Naomi believed her completely.
Chapter 10. The Penthouse. Naomi spent the next 24 hours restless, distracted, and deeply irritated with herself. Because every time she closed her eyes, she remembered rain on his skin, his hand at her waist, the way he kissed her like restraint had finally snapped. Unhelpful memories. Her phone buzzed. Unknown number. Again. You okay? She stared at the text. Then typed, You are the opposite of okay. Reply. Fair. Another message immediately followed. Come talk to me. No games this time. Naomi should have ignored it. She should have stayed home. Instead, location. Darius's penthouse sat above downtown Houston like wealth had developed an ego. Private elevator, glass walls, city lights everywhere. Naomi stepped inside and immediately regretted wearing heels, because the man waiting near the window looked sinful in dark slacks and a black fitted t-shirt. Too casual.
too intimate. He turned slowly when he heard her. Neither spoke for a moment. The tension was already there, waiting.
You came.
You sounded emotionally unstable.
That's because I am.
She almost smiled. Almost. A bottle of wine rested untouched nearby. Soft jazz played low through hidden speakers. The atmosphere screamed bad decisions. Naomi set down her purse carefully. I'm only here because I'm tired of almost conversations.
So am I.
He walked closer. Not too close. Progress. For once, neither of them flirted immediately. Neither teased, neither performed. That somehow felt more intimate than the kissing. Naomi crossed her arms lightly. Tell me the whole truth.
Darius exhaled slowly.
When Simone showed me those messages, I wanted to hate you.
That part worked.
She said you laughed at me after the fundraiser. Said I was just another rich man you entertained.
Naomi's face hardened. I would never.
I know that now.
His voice was rougher tonight, less controlled.
She kept pushing after that. Calling, showing up, telling me I deserved someone loyal.
Naomi laughed without humor. Simone describing loyalty is comedy. A faint smile touched his mouth briefly, then disappeared.
She knew I was angry enough to make reckless choices.
And marrying her was the reckless choice.
Yes.
The honesty disarmed her a little. Dangerous again. Naomi looked out over the skyline instead of at him. You ruined your own life trying to punish me for something I didn't do.
And yours. I haven't forgiven myself for that.
Something in her chest shifted unwillingly. Darius moved closer behind her. Close enough for warmth. Not touching. Not yet.
You know what the worst part is?
Naomi swallowed. What?
I knew on the wedding day.
Her breath caught. Knew what?
That she wasn't you.
The words settled heavily between them. Naomi looked away first. Because no matter how angry she was, some part of her had wanted to hear that for years. That doesn't change anything, she whispered.
I know.
But he stepped closer anyway. Close enough now that she could feel warmth radiating from him. Close enough that the scent of cedar and whiskey wrapped around her senses again. Too familiar already. Naomi swallowed slowly. You make it very hard to stay angry at you. His gaze darkened slightly.
I'm not trying to.
That's worse.
A quiet laugh left him. Low, tired, real. God, she liked his real voice too much. Darius lifted one hand carefully, almost hesitating before brushing his knuckles softly along the side of her neck. The touch sent heat rushing through her instantly. His eyes caught the reaction. Always. Naomi exhaled shakily. Her hands pressed lightly against his chest before she realized she'd moved closer. Steady heartbeat beneath her palms. Warm skin beneath thin cotton. Dangerous comfort. Darius looked down at her hands slowly, then back at her.
Tell me to stop.
Naomi opened her mouth. Nothing came out. His thumb brushed gently beneath her jaw, tilting her face upward. No arrogance now. No games.
Just tension and unfinished feelings stretching tight between them.
You know what kills me?
Naomi's pulse stumbled. What?
That I almost had this.
Emotion flickered across his face too quickly to hide.
You looked at me that night on the Ferris wheel like you were already mine a little.
Her chest tightened painfully. And then you disappeared, she whispered.
So did you.
Silence settled again. Heavy. Intimate. The city lights reflected softly across the windows, while jazz played low somewhere behind them. Naomi realized suddenly how close they were breathing. How easy it would be to ruin herself again. Darius's hand slid slowly to her waist. Gentle this time. Like he was asking instead of taking. Her fingers cooled slightly against his shirt. This is a bad idea, she whispered.
I know.
Neither of them moved away. His forehead rested lightly against hers. And for one suspended moment, they just breathed together. Like people exhausted from fighting what they wanted.
You still wear the perfume from that night.
Naomi blinked once. You remember that?
I remember everything about you.
That did it. The ache of it. The intimacy. The years between them suddenly feeling too small and too heavy at the same time. Naomi kissed him first this time. Slow. Intentional. Like surrender she fully intended to regret later. Darius made a rough sound low in his throat before pulling her closer against him. The kiss deepened immediately. Naomi's fingers slid into his hair as his mouth moved against hers slower now, deeper now, until her knees felt dangerously unreliable. He kissed like a man trying not to lose control, which somehow made it worse. When he finally pulled back slightly, both of them breathing unevenly, his forehead stayed against hers.
Naomi,
He said quietly, almost painfully. She closed her eyes briefly. This man was going to ruin her twice, and she was done caring. At least for tonight. Tomorrow she would go back to being angry. Tomorrow she would remember all the reasons this was wrong. But not tonight. Tonight, they were done talking. As if Darius could read the thought crossing her mind, his hand tightened at her waist before he slowly backed her against the cold glass window overlooking the city. Houston glowed beneath them. Miles of light. Miles of consequences waiting for morning.
Tell me to stop. This
His lips brushed hers again.
kiss.
Another kiss.
The
His mouth moved slowly along the corner of her jaw.
last
A kiss lower this time.
chance.
His lips pressed against the sensitive skin beneath his ear.
2.
Another kiss.
Stop.
Naomi's breath caught sharply as his mouth moved slowly down the side of her neck. Heat rushed through her so fast it almost hurt. Darius! His hands tightened slightly against her waist.
Tell me to stop.
He whispered again against her skin.
Naomi grabbed his face quickly, pulling him back up to her. Shut up, she breathed against his mouth, then kissed him hard enough to make the rest of the sentence unnecessary. Something in Darius snapped. The restraint, the control, all of it.
you asked for this.
He said roughly, before kissing her again. And Naomi kissed him back, like she fully intended to deal with the consequences later.